Okay, it's almost Thanksgiving, and the leaves have all fallen off of my Fuyu Persimmon, and it's time to pick it. Last year I didn't even get a chance to pick it because some critter came by and it ate everything. This year, I don't know what happened to that critter. Maybe somebody trapped it, but it's no longer around. And I'm gonna pick these, put them in a box, and then let them sit because even though they look ripe, they're really not. All right, I just cleaned off the entire tree except for a couple on top. I figure I'm gonna try waiting like another week or two before picking those. I left those ones because it's a little bit higher from some of the other branches where they're getting some critter damage. So all these that are left have some kind of like bite marks or critter damage. I'll leave these on here as bait. They can go after those. I'm going to pick these later to see if they'll ripen any more. But I did get a pretty decent crop. It's a top ramen box or a couple noodles. And this feels like, I don't know, about 15 pounds worth, maybe more. So what I'll do is I'm going to let these ripen, put some, like a ripe banana in here, just kind of let the ethylene gas help it to get nice and ripe. Eat these later. Okay, so now it's been a couple weeks. I've taken out the banana. It's completely brown and really gone south. And I've had a couple of these guys. They still have a little bit of the astringency, even though they're Fuyus and they're not supposed to be astringent. These ones are. So what I've done is I peeled a bunch and I put it onto my food dehydrator. And what I'm going to do is dehydrate them. Now the Japanese call persimmon as kaki, and they treat certain persimmons this way too. They dehydrate, as well as some other Asian cultures, including the Vietnamese. They will dehydrate their persimmons, and they become this really rich, sweet, candy-like dry fruit. So. But what I want to do is go ahead and try one of these guys out for you. It's been a couple weeks in the box with the banana, and that's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. Picked one out that was quite good. So you can see here, this Fuyu has seeds. That's pretty good. I'll eat that one fresh. I need to plug in that hole now with a new one. Let's check these guys out after they dehydrate. Well, today is December 8th, Saturday. Here's a quick walk through the garden. You can see a whole bunch of little birds flying around. They're looking for scraps of food or fruit or whatever's left over. There isn't much, however. I've managed to leave one persimmon here on the tree, the lone persimmon, because I wanted to see how it would taste after a few nights of frost. Looks like it's been pecked a little bit. Those little hungry birds over there probably found it. Anyhow, all the other persimmon that was on here, they've been kind of picked clean. You can see that's all that's left. I'm gonna pick this guy. I'm gonna try persimmon, 3 different ways of ripened, or Fuyu persimmon ripened 3 different ways. And it's a little peck damage, but it's nothing terrible. I could probably still eat this. Whoa! Gotcha. So I'm gonna try persimmon ripened 3 different ways. One on the tree after several days of frost, maybe a week or more. Maybe more than that actually. Dried and frozen. So let's check it out. All right, let's take a look at this. This is a tree ripened frosted persimmon, Fuyu persimmon. This is the last one on the tree that I left on top on purpose. This one was dried, peeled and dried. We're gonna try that out. And then this one was frozen in the freezer. They're nice and soft, just like this one is. And the reason why I've done this is because my Fuyu, even though it's supposed to be a non-astringent variety, it still is. There's a little bit of that astringency. You know, I've left it on the counter with a banana, let the ethylene gas kind of help it to ripen, and still can retain a little bit of that astringency, that the tannins in there that makes it not completely pleasant to eat. So, trying it 3 different ways here. Let's go ahead and cut these guys open and see what they look like. And the reason why I froze this one is because freezing it actually helps to remove the astringency and the tannins of the persimmon, from what I've read. And I left this guy to kind of deal with the frost outside because that's kind of a natural process for it. You know, we've had many days of frost, and luckily I didn't lose this to the critters, but this should taste pretty good. Yeah, so these do have seeds. I don't really need to cut this dried one. I can just kind of pull it apart like this. They do have some seeds in there. You don't want to eat that. So I'm just going to pick it out and throw it out on the dirt over there. And the way this one feels, this dried one, has this kind of like gummy fruit leather consistency about it. It's beautiful. This is going to taste really good. You just kind of feel that sugary syrup on my fingertips. That's kind of cool. And this is the frozen one that was in the freezer. Let's just cut it. Let's cut it this way. See how it looks. I might hit some seeds in here. Oh, man, that looks good. So I froze it and then I stuck it into the refrigerator. And it looks like I can scoop this out with a spoon and eat it that way. You can see the seeds in here. You don't want to eat that. And I found that the tannins can be really centralized around the seeds, so you definitely don't want to eat that. Ooh, look at that. This one that was on the tree is completely seedless. That's awesome. So let's give these guys a taste test. I'm gonna try out this dehydrated one. It's like fruit leather. Oh yeah, delicious. Man, that's beautiful. That's actually very, very good. No tannins, very sweet. The sugars in here have really concentrated, and it's like it's like eating syrupy, thick leather honey. That's actually very good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And, you know, the fact that I'm drying it means I can store it for a little bit longer, enjoy the taste of persimmon growing from the garden. That's pretty cool. Let's cut this guy. This is the outdoor ripened persimmon. Okay, take a look at that. Doesn't that look good? Oh man. That's incredibly syrupy. Not syrupy. It's like thick molasses almost. That's gelatinized into the fruit. It's not that sweet, however. Yeah, I'm not finding that this thing is like overly sweet. It is good. I like the texture. But it's not overly sweet. It retains a little bit of that persimmon flavor, but it's been frozen outdoors, I guess, and then thawed out, so it has that kind of gelatinous look about it. Here's one that was frozen in the freezer, and that's actually a lot better. So what happened with this one was I let it counter ripen, then I stuck it into the freezer for just a night, pulled it out, put it into the refrigerator, let it thaw out a little bit. This is the best one. Holy cow, that is delicious, because it's still sweet. Had time to concentrate some of the sugars on the counter, and now it just tastes like persimmon jello. And quite good. Very pleasant, actually. Man, that's actually very good. And I think I'm gonna freeze maybe the rest of them and eat them this way because it tastes really good. But anyhow, if I had to do it again next year, I'd probably do this process of picking them off the tree. You know, right after maybe 1 or 2 frosts, counter ripening, and then sticking them in the freezer before I eat them. And this is delicious. So this is the Fuyu Persimmon grown in Seattle. Very good. I picked up a few other varieties, so hopefully next year I can get some more varieties to try out. But delicious. All right. Thanks for watching. Grow some more fruits in your yard. It's the only way to go. Bye.